Hello, all, and welcome to an emergency edition of the Pickleball Jones. We have some very important news to share, but Doc, how you doing, man?
Doing fine, doing fine. You like my new studio in the basement?
Yeah, it's looking excellent on camera. I especially like the bin of balls behind you.
Yeah, well, I was relegated here by someone, a higher authority, so we'll just leave
Hey,
it at
that's
that.
that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Well, let's just jump into it. So, the PPA has announced that they became the first professional pickleball organization on the sports betting market. And this is huge news. I know you're excited. I'm excited. But, Doc, tell us, why is this big for the PPA? Why is this big for pickleball? And more importantly, why is this big for us?
Yes, when I saw this, or I think you sent me the announcement, I almost wet myself. I was so excited. Um, it's huge. It's huge and we've mentioned it in previous podcasts. I know we have listeners who don't miss a podcast, but we've brought it up before. Once this hits Vegas or hits the books, the sport books, this is going to be huge. And this is very big news for PPA. Very big as far as getting on the sports books. Right now, it's only on FanDuel, but we'll go over that. And so it's huge. I think it's huge for the tour. Now they're going to have to keep these guys in line uh, as far as their own wagers, but that's in any professional sport. But most importantly, it's huge for Pickleball Jones for these podcasts because you have a segment of people who really love pickleball but
Yeah,
don't know much about betting.
yeah,
And you have people who are really into betting sports, the sports
yeah.
books, but they don't know pickleball from badminton, from ping pong. And so you've got us to mold the two into one. We've got the betting, and we're going to have a couple special guests who are going to go over betting. Maybe you don't know overs and unders and money lines and minus and plus and implied probabilities, parlays, all this. And that's what we're going to cover. We're going to be on the cutting edge of how you, our podcast listener, can do well in pickleball gambling. No guarantees, as always, but you're going to want to listen to some veterans in the betting industry, and we're going to walk you through how you can bet, even if it's just purely for enjoyment,
Yeah.
but mostly if you want to make a little money.
No, I love it. I think for us, it is very exciting because we do love pickleball and uh, we do gamble. And we have friends who are very good and at gambling, at sports betting, very much professional about it, keep very, detailed charts of their wins and losses and, have a system in place. And then we have other people who are just straight degenerates and will bet on literally anything. And we're going to bring all those people and more to this podcast to talk a little bit around, just pickleball betting. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, like I've bet with these degenerates before and have lost in high school softball games when we were betting literally pitch for pitch. And so just get excited. We have, I think the way we're going to be doing this in the future is we're going to have two podcasts, our normal podcast to kind of review what the weekend was and things like that. But then midweek, we're going to have a podcast kind of getting everyone ready for the week ahead and making sure that they are ready to make bets on all the different matches that will be taking place in the week to come. And so I'm excited. I know you're excited, Doc, and hopefully we can become the premier betting podcast of pickleball. But yeah, that's my goal.
I think so. I think so. We'll try to emulate after another program that's on TV, a sports channel that begins with E, and it airs at 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. You can see how much I watch. Um, Called the Daily Wager. Anyway, yeah, it's very exciting. In fact, I just came 10 minutes ago from one of the FanDuel sports books. So just
Which we like to call the office because we
that's
go
the
there
main
so often.
office. That's the main office. We have another satellite office, another sports book that we go to is the satellite office. And
Yeah, but that's how degenerate we are, is that
yeah,
we literally go, "Oh yeah, we're headed to the office," but that means the sports book.
yeah, we'll go with anything. We'll let the experts talk about the analytics. Some are specialize in the analytics, others specialize in uh, relationship therapy, and they think that that can play a role in how the betting goes. But we'll walk you through it, and I think it should be very exciting. Right now, it's only at FanDuel in 10
Hmm.
different states. And
Yeah.
so, but it's going to go quickly. All the states, just like all the sports books, it'll be in other books besides FanDuel, I'm sure, in short order. And I'm sure it'll be in probably nearly every state. But you're going to be able to bet the match outcome. You're going to be able to bet total points. You're going to have inline betting, which you may know you can bet during the match, which when Tyson McGuffin was down 9-2, and if you had laid a nice little wager on Tyson McGuffin when he was down 9-2, you would have had a tidy profit. And so,
Yeah, well, he was against Staskrood today. Federico down 10-3 in the first game and came back and won it. But you can see those momentum shifts, and those are the type of things we will be talking about. So that way
oh,
you can make some money off these things.
inline betting is it's a dangerous game, but it's a high reward. It's a high
That
reward game, and
Well, that was it. We had our emergency pod. We just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. And to those who live in one of those 10 states, happy betting this week with the Kansas City
yeah.
Open. And we'll be back on Monday or Tuesday with a full recap of, um, of what we saw at the Kansas City Open. And then later that week, we're going to have our very first pod kind of talking a little bit around sports betting. We're going to have a week in between before the next PPA event, which will be Cincinnati. And so we're going to bring some of our experts in. We're going to have a guy named Joe, a guy named Steve come in and talk a little bit about what the definitions are, as well as like what to look for when betting. So we'll have that sometime next week. Get excited.
Yeah, we'll cover it all. This will be, like you said, the site to go to for your pickleball betting.
That's right, the premier podcast for all
There you go.
things betting pickleball.
Right.
Nice. All right, everyone. Well, we out.